What's up? How you doing? So, welcome back. It's Monday, and it's snowbird season here in Florida. We have noticed an upkick in traffic, and I'm sure now we're going to see more places filled up. So we're going to have reservations at restaurants that we normally could just walk into. But that's what we experience here in Florida every year about this time. It's funny that it really just happened today. It was like time change, our snowbird neighbors are back, and so is the traffic. So I wanted to talk about this little random survey that I decided to do over the weekend. On Sunday in the Tampa Bay Times, we got a Pinellas medical guide, which I am showing here to anybody that might look at this vlog one day. This medical guide has been around for a while. As a matter of fact, when I was managing the pediatric practice before I opened this business of mine, I used to get a call from the Tampa Bay Times to advertise. And even way back when, I asked more about the digital platform because I knew I could repurpose anything that was advertised if it was a digital component. So that's how I roll. And I was rolling that way back then. I was reminded of that today as I met with somebody from the Tampa Bay Times today. And we had a discussion about this guide in particular. I think it's always best to get feedback from your own audience, okay? So I'm sitting outside with my hubby and Charlie Brown, and I'm reading this medical guide. I'm flipping through it, and I'm thinking, wow, there are a lot of doctors in here. And I wonder what kind of return on investment they're getting. And it's useful information for me because I could tell my clients, like, hey, listen, might not be a bad idea. You might want to invest in this or invest in the digital platform that they have. But I was looking through the print. So I'm just going to read a few comments that I got from some of my personal brand friends. I posted it on my personal Facebook page because that's, where I have more friends. So that was an obvious choice. So I got a lot of comments, and I'm very happy about the comments. I said, seems like an appropriate read for the Doctor Whisperer. Survey alert, would you recommend, would you choose your doctor via this guide? And how do you find a doctor? Your comments can help my clients, much appreciated. So they were listening and they were helpful and it was great. So somebody said, no, wouldn't use a guide. For me, personal referrals are always what work best. Somebody asked when I was going to do my own web show. Guess he doesn't know I do this vlog. Then there was, if I don't have a personal referral, I used to pick them based on proximity to my home. Random from my insurance list of providers. More of that. I would say I use insurance and proximity to select initially, online, easy, word of mouth. I'd use the guide as an initial research to obtain names and then go from there. So they look at reviews and education, a lot of Google reviews, Yelp reviews. I also found this wonderful recommendation to look up Nextdoor. The app Nextdoor is a way that people look for docs. And then I started looking on Nextdoor and I saw all of these people asking, do you know an oncologist? Do you know a pediatrician? So hello, that's where people are going. I also liked the recommendation to talk to your pharmacist. So one of my friends is a pharmacist. And I thought, what a great idea. I guess a lot of pharmacists have relationships with local physicians. So I should tell my docs to form relationships with pharmacists. I can't even believe that I never thought of that. But I'm admitting it here live. So already did it today. I had my neurologist client today. She's wonderful. And I said, hey, listen, something came up yesterday and I think maybe it's a good idea to, get in touch with some pharmacists. And now that reminds me, she wanted me to intro her to some people that I know in that industry. And for her, it was more like not the CVS or the Walgreens, but more a private owned pharmacy where they do compounding and all that good stuff. So Really helpful, right? If you want to know what people want, you should just ask them. So I was really happy to do that because I've always wondered, like, how many people look at a picture of a doctor and say, oh my God, I got to go to him. He's so cute. All right, I know it's more than that. And then they have bios. Some people said that they wanted to see if they were board certified, but like, I honestly don't know any doctor that's not board certified today. I don't personally. I feel like that's like a no-brainer. But I've always said that you should interview doctors before you meet with them, no matter what. And then one of my friends, Sherry, said she had gone to a cardiologist and then asked me, the doctor whisperer, where I think she should go. And I sent her somewhere and she's still there. I'm very happy with them. I get a lot of that. A lot of people in my life, in my world, ask me where they should go for any type of doctor. And I think that's smart because I do have relationships with a lot of them and I do know who the best are. And it's not only the ones that I work with. So there, if that's what you're thinking. I don't just refer my clients. Yeah, so, it was really, really great. And I highly recommend that you do that. And, it just leads me to wonder about all of my clients that I've suggested doing these reviews. Oh my goodness, like you gotta get more Google reviews, doctors. You need them. Because I asked, like, where do you go? Where do you read reviews? And most people said Google or Yelp or one person said the Health Stats, I think it's called, or I personally would never go to that, and I'm in the health and wellness industry. I would go to Google. I just go to Google for everything. It's like my BFF. If I need to know anything, I just ask. And now I can ask Google in my house because I have the audio version. And Cooper has Alexa in his room. And this morning he asked Alexa to set his alarm and play music for him. He's so happy. But this is the way the world is going, everybody. And I had this great discussion today with this wonderful young lady. And like, you got to get with the times, everybody. It's not stopping. And I know this isn't in my title anywhere, but it leads me down that path. Like, this medical guide is really nice. But man, there's so much to be done on social media. There's so much to be done on Google reviews. And there's so much to be done with podcasts and audio technology. And if you're not in it right now, what is it going to be like when VR is here? What is it going to be like when you don't even have to go to a conference? You can just have the speaker show up, virtual reality style, like the Matrix kind of thing. It's happening. So if you're not involved in just regular flat out social media, then you're really going to be like super way behind the times. And audio is a place to be. Like, I'm saying this for myself. I do a podcast. I've talked about this before with DuPont, but I'm ordering I have my own equipment. I'm going to keep that equipment there and I'm going to order more equipment. I'm going to do my own podcast for sure. Like, that's definitely happening. The Doctor Whisperer podcast. I'm going to interview everybody I meet. Every doctor. It's going to be awesome. Okay. So I hope you have a great day. A great night. It's almost dark already, which I love. I love the new season. It's still warm here in Florida, though. That doesn't change much. So I hope you had a great day. Have a great night. And I will see you tomorrow. Ask your audience, people. The market will dictate where it's at for you. Promise. Bye.